we're back again on the repair of the 790 chopper. We did already get the new smooth roller, as they call it, installed, so we're just in the process of adjusting and tightening and making sure everything's where it's supposed to be. Now we got to put the rest of these parts back on, so don't laugh at me if I struggle, because I will, because it's been close to 2 weeks, I guess, since we took this apart, and I'm going off a lot of memory and rereading the big book, so I'm trying, so don't laugh at me. But I'm going to get you guys turned around here so you can maybe see what I'm doing. Not really a fan of these bolts right here with the Allen head, mainly because the wrench that you have to use, these little guys, just not very good, and they get full of years and years and years of packed in crud, and your wrench won't fit. So I found the use for that little Allen wrench that's in the case that nobody ever uses. It's to pick the crap out of the other bolt heads. So just bear with me for a minute. It may work. You never know till you try. So let's see, make sure we put it on the right way. Takes every wrench in the toolbox, pretty much, down there in the floor. I know you can't see it right now, but there's 20 wrenches to put 10 bolts in, but that's just the way it goes. So what I'm going to do real quick before I get carried away or messed up here, I am going to look through this book as far as the correct assembly procedure and order, just to make sure that I'm not skipping anything super important, because I really don't feel like putting it all together and then realizing, oh crap, I put something together wrong, and then taking it back apart. So give me about 10 minutes here to study the book, and we'll make sure we know what the next step is. Well, goody, yet again, the struggle bus is parked here. So, grab you guys here for a minute, show you what I'm dealing with. Got this new bottom roller assembly all put in place. Realized I had those bolts in backwards, so I flipped those around. But what I got going on now, it's gonna be kind of hard for you guys to see, but that little right there is actually where the grease fitting line belongs, and the grease fitting line is way back here. So I've got to take this bearing loose and turn it a third of a turn to get it lined back up in the correct orientation. So I guess better to find it now than later. So instead of boring you guys to death watching me do that, I'm going to struggle here, pull this back forward, turn that bearing around, and get the grease line or grease tube or whatever you call it lined up. So we'll check back in after I get all that straightened out. Well, we are nearing completion, and this floor is hard on the poor knees. These little foam pads are a lifesaver, but we're nearing completion on the chopper repair, whatever you want to call it, project. Finally did get that bottom roller that I think we were looking at last time, and all the grease fittings stuff straightened out. Kind of had some fun times shimming some things, but we did get it. So I'll turn you guys around here so you can maybe see what I'm looking at. Of course, there's what we were working on. We've since came back and installed this and the back roller there. So mainly all that's left to do at this point is just to kind of go over everything and check. We put a new chain here. We got to hook up these, which are hooked to big large springs that down there that basically tension this feed roller, the top feed roller, down against the bottom one, and forces the corn as it comes in to go between the two and fed back into the knife. So it's about 100 degrees literally today. It is the 21st of September. It's not supposed to be 100. I think it was 90. Well, the thermometer right up there that I'm looking at says 96 degrees, and it's a few minutes till 5. So whew, it's been a warm one, but they promise cooler weather is coming. So just wanted to give you a quick update. We are nearing completion. Check a few things, finish up a few things, put some shields on, and we got to reinstall the head back there and turn it on and see if it sounds like it's supposed to, and no clanging or banging or stuff fall out. So we'll keep you posted on the progress. We were able to get everything here. Just a quick look. All of this stuff, I think you guys seen that. We got the new chain, new set screws. I believe we are repaired, hopefully. I just got to get a few shields on. Of course, we're finished chopping for the year, so we really won't know if it actually works, but we can test everything, run a tractor to it, make sure it goes well. So hopefully it does. Actually wasn't as bad as it maybe seemed like it was going to be. And I will throw in here now, these parts that we ordered are from a guy that owns or operates like a little machinery business in Lancaster, Pennsylvania. But his business name is Joe's Machinery. And if you were to go search for that, the way I found it is just went to Google and put in Lancaster Farming, Lancaster, however you want to say that, farming, Joe's Machinery, and it came up with his website, and he's got a whole big list of parts for 790 choppers, 782 choppers, you name it, he's pretty well got it. And shipping was fast, price was reasonable. So if you need parts for one of these units, that's where all of these new red pieces came from, and all of those that are also back down in there came from. He's pretty well got it covered, and so far pretty good quality parts. The only thing that we did have to do that was maybe a little bit unusual, and hopefully it's not something that we did, as you might could see here, I got some markings on some of these teeth. When we were installing that sets directly in front of that smooth roller, and as we would turn it by hand, it would just tick just a little on them, and we looked and there was just a little ridge of metal and some thick paint there. Probably would have worn off and probably wouldn't have been a problem, but with ticking noises, they usually don't get better. So we went ahead and just kind of took a grinder and just figured out which ones were hitting on several different rows and just kind of touched the grinder to them. So We got to get this thing finished up, actually get this out of here. We got another project rolling in. We'll try to get some video of that. But this afternoon, I believe we are going to back up to the new bin site and work on some electrical. We started a little bit on it yesterday. Basically, all we got done was putting the panel box on the pedestal that we had built and running the conduit in the ditch. So not super exciting, pretty boring. And it was really hot yesterday, so today is much better. So we'll try to get some footage of that also, so you guys can follow along with us, so stay tuned.